Hello, my name is Joe Jacobson, and I want to welcome you to Step-by-Step Blog Building, a complete business blog tutorial program. And this is actually the introduction video to the whole program, and so I want to give you an overview of what topics will be covered in the first setup level of the comprehensive step-by-step video tutorials and reports found on stepbystepblogbuilding.com. So let's just take a quick tour of this. Who can benefit from a WordPress blog? Actually, just about everybody and anybody needs a blog, and especially a WordPress blog, as you'll find out, is probably the easiest and best platform to do that in. And a traditional storefront business would be very well off using a blog. A home-based business entrepreneur, an independent distributor, and an agent, an internet marketer, or affiliate marketer. Anyone, in fact, who wants an affordable website. You'll find out later that WordPress is open source. That means that it's free, and that means you're going to save money and be able to build your business on a shoestring, or at least on a budget. Also, an e-commerce or membership website would work well through a WordPress blog, or in fact a blogger. So let's take a quick look here at the table of contents, what's going to be included in just step one actually of the setup. By the way, the other steps will be everything you need to know once you get it set up, such as getting traffic to your site and monetizing your site, setting up a sales funnel for your particular niche. Everything that you need to know will be covered in various very, very detailed tutorials, click by click, leaving no details out, so there'll be no way you can get lost, even if you're a very beginner in this process and on this site. So the first step here, getting started, is with a domain registration. Most people know how to do this, but if you don't, if you've never done it, we're going to cover every minute step along the way. How to choose an effective domain name, how to target your niche with your domain name so that you can get fast results with that specific domain name, also known as a URL. Second step is hosting. You are going to want self-hosting, and with a very professional hosting, we'll recommend some for you. And for this new business blog, you want to get one that has unlimited hosting as well, so that you don't have any limitations should you want to continue to build your business in other niches, which is highly recommended. We're also going to show you in a tutorial how to connect your domain registration to your hosting by way of changing the DNS, which is the domain name server, from your hosting that you receive with your hosting to your domain registrant. We do recommend you keep those separate just so that you don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Plus, you usually get a much better pricing with someone who just specializes in domain registration, or at least focuses on that. You'll get usually better pricing. And then we move on to installing the WordPress, and that's a very simple process, especially if you have a good hosting that allows you usually a one-click install. We're going to log into your host cPanel, give you a tour of what's in there, how powerful it is, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, all the tools available to you inside the cPanel of your host. You can add on domain names. I'll show you how to do that. When you're first getting started, of course, you may only have one domain name, and then you won't need this function right away. Also, you're going to set up your email inside of your hosting. We'll have a tutorial on that, as well as show you, again, in detail how to load your WordPress software, a couple little tips along the way to be sure it's loaded properly. If you have a good hosting, again, it's a very simple process, but we'll go through it still, step by step, and then finish up with a tour of the hosting cPanel. Number 4 will be configuring the WordPress. Once you get it loaded, we're going to log into the dashboard for WordPress. Now we're not in the cPanel now, we're in WordPress. We're going to do a tour of the dashboard. We're going to set up the general settings for the WordPress software itself, and then go find a theme. A theme is kind of like I guess you call it a template inside of the jargon of the blog world. A theme is going to set the tone, the layout, the color scheme, and so forth of your blog. So there's a lot of them out there that are free, and there's some real good ones that are free, and some other ones that aren't so great. But we'll give you our suggestions on the ones that are easy to configure, which will be another video on that. And finally, finishing up with customizing your theme. Again, some of them are more customizable than others, and so you do want one that's easily customizable without you having to do a bunch of programming, especially if you don't know code and you're not a developer. Then we'll move on finally to number 5, WordPress plugins. Plugins are, you may not know if you're a beginner what they are. Basically, they're like little engines that you plug in, little special features you plug in to your theme that allow it to function the way you want it to function, give it some real special features, as well as make it just function better for the search engines and for you from an administrative standpoint as well. We're going to show you how to activate and configure the plugins. By the way, there are some that are really critical, some that are not so critical, but we're going to give you the list of our favorite plugins, ones that you don't want to live without. Where to use these plugins, and also give one example at least of where you use them inside of a widget. And we'll have a whole video on that, because that's a little bit tricky sometimes, getting the plugins to work inside of the widgets, which are another way of saying your side panel. It's a component of your actual blog structure. Okay, so here you are. We're ready. Once we get this done, you'll be almost ready to write your first page or post, but not quite yet. Okay, so we're going to cover a few more details before we let you off in that territory. But that's it for this video, and we look forward to the next video, so we can go ahead and, in fact, if you're on the site right now, and if you're not on the site, you can go to step-by-step-blogbuilding.com and get access to all these videos I'm talking about. But first, go ahead, if you're on the site, go ahead and watch the free video tutorials included in this membership site. That'll get you set up with your basic building blocks for your blog, and then you'll be ready to start learning how to use and operate your new blog. And of course, there's a lot of videos to go along with that, how to get traffic to your blog, and how to start monetizing it. Whether you're selling your own products, other people's products, or perhaps you're capturing leads for your own business. Maybe you've got a storefront business, traditional business, or network marketing business, anything where you need to capture leads, you'll be able to do that as well on your WordPress business blog. So we look forward to talking to you real soon, and have fun with it. This is Joe Jacobson with Step by Step Blog Building. See you on the next video.